Hi, everyone. Welcome to OWTV. I'm back. It's me, Renanthra, and today I have the Orisa menace himself, Zeb from Sakura. Zeb, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, I bet you must feel pretty dope after that convincing win. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Probably not as good of a weekend as you are. Have you and your team celebrated after that big victory over Nightmare?
Honestly, I was hoping to, but I have to work 9 to 5, so unfortunately I wasn't able to since it was on Sunday. But yeah, it was a good win, so I'm
I mean,
happy for it.
imagine losing to someone employed. That is,
Yeah, I know it's kind of sad to be
you're
honest.
just crazy. You're just very efficient with your time. But yeah, I want to kind of dig into that match because it was very exhilarating. People obviously were kind of expecting you guys to be the underdog going into that series, but you really kind of showed otherwise. So yeah, I just wanted to jump into your practice regiment. You guys must have prepared a ton for that match. What did you exactly do to kind of level up so much in kind of that short amount of time?
Uh, well, I think honestly we just finally figured out what we like playing. Like really just stick to the Zarya stuff, and I think just we actually figured out like what we're gonna play because for a long time it was like we liked playing Zarya and then played with PDK. So we played more like hit scan stuff. And then we kind of discovered Reaper eventually with X10. And that seemed to work out really good. So we kind of just stuck with that. But
Gotcha.
honestly,
Yeah, go on.
um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it to be honest.
So Reaper fell in your lap, a couple of roster switches, and then like it just happened to kind of click a little bit magically.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, thankfully I'm just can play like one of my two best heroes, which is like Zarya and then Orisa if I need to. So it just works out.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's interesting actually that like Orisa is on the table at all, given Zarya is pretty supreme right now. But yeah, we see you guys actually start off the series on Samoa in the Zarya mirror itself. I thought it was really interesting because you guys started with a Kiriko ban, and a lot of teams are playing Wu Yang. We kind of expected to see Wu Yang played, but you guys actually roll out with the BAP. I thought that was super different. Why the BAP? Why is he better in that situation?
Yeah, so actually Nightmare banned Kiri because like we really like playing Kiri
Oh, I see.
Lucio, so they banned Kiri. Then I don't remember what we banned, but we had
You guys banned Ram.
yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we always had a lot of problems with Wu in the beginning, but after more scrims, kind of like playing this like Zarya Reaper style, like BAP just felt way better. Plus we have Z, who's like that's probably one of their best heroes, so it kind of just like fits honestly.
Okay, so you guys didn't miss what Wu Young offered. You didn't miss the wave. You didn't miss the damage, that presence at all.
Nah, we've never really been good with Wu to be honest. It's like really good for like your tracer, but for like the characters I play, I need like a million heals. So
Got it. So we're
just
playing
everything's
for
been
we're
working
playing for
out.
you. This is the Zeb show, so we don't need Wu Yang at all. We'd rather play BAP. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Well, I mean, it was a pretty convincing 2-0 on Samoa, and then going into King's Row, they take you out of your Zarya, and you roll out on that infamous Orisa everyone's always praising you on. So everybody knows how good you are in Orisa. It's kind of like you are the Orisa guy, evidently from the picture I'm using today for the interview. Um, what do you think it is about you on that hero that works so well, and what do you do better than other Orisa players do?
Honestly, it's probably just so much playtime playing against like because I've always forced it against like every character, so I know what I need to do in like pretty much every matchup, I'd say. And stuff I do better. Uh, honestly, I just feel like we're really good with like our ult fights because I mean I'm good at spears and stuff, but I feel like the ult fights are really determine if you're gonna win or lose. Because if you mess up your Curie ult fight as Orisa, you're kind of just gonna lose the game to be honest.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm hearing a little bit more macro and general experience. I'm not really hearing that you're like, yeah, I just hit every shot on Orisa and every spear or something. You kind of
I
are
mean,
just,
yeah, that's all people really see like on the stream, but I feel like it's more the macro stuff that makes us win, to be honest.
gotcha. And why is like the Orisa the character that you gravitate towards so much?
I don't know. I really liked. Well, I played it with Derpy a lot in Overwatch One. We really liked playing Ryan Orisa, and that was just my favorite hero. And then in Overwatch Two, they changed it, so I didn't really have a hero to play anymore. So I was just like, well, I'm just gonna play this. And I ended up really liking it. I
Okay,
really like
nice.
being able to like to have a CC like every 7 seconds or whatever. Seems really useful to me. So
Do you prefer new Orisa over old Orisa?
I didn't for a long time, but over the last like year or two, I like it a lot more, I think.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad to to know that you enjoy the rework now. I mean, getting some big results with it probably helps take the edge
Yeah,
off of
it
losing the old
definitely
one.
helps.
But okay, I mean, yeah. So that was pretty convincing too. That Kings Row, you guys were actually almost first out, which is really impressive. And then the momentum kind of slows, and they take you to Jib, which that's always kind of been a difficult map for you guys. It feels like you play the Diva on a brig here in the past, but um, Sigma Orisa this time around. Like, what's the thinking behind these? I don't want to say solutions because it didn't work, but these attempts at a solution.
Yeah, to be honest, it might have been like too much thinking because so we saw they had Painkiller and we're like, okay, they're not gonna go Winston. He's gonna go Diva. If we ban Diva, they're going Hazard. So then we can play our Sigma stuff. But they ended up just going Winston. So our comp was just completely terrible. And I think after that first round, I just said, yeah, just go next map. We got this. Like, don't even worry about this. We just tried to do something funny on attack and just go from there.
Okay, so it was kind of like a little bit of a gimme. You're like, well, we're not
Yeah, because
projected to win this
I
one.
was
Let's not
sitting in
spend the
spawn
energy.
and I was like, what did we ban again? And I'm like, oh, I probably should be on Diva here. It's
Yeah,
just really unfortunate.
they banned the Diva out. Or sorry, they banned the Lucio out. You guys banned the Diva, and actually, this is kind of question I want to like generally touch on because that felt like a wasted ban on their part. It feels like Lucio's a character they probably want to save for Suravasa if they're kind of expected to win Jib anyway. That felt like a mistake by them. Did you guys take that into account, like
Yeah,
for the rest of the
I
match?
I didn't really realize it in the moment, but that was probably like the worst ban of the season, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
they could have
probably.
made the next map a lot harder for us.
Yeah,
That's,
it feels like that was probably the best ban used it on the map that was the most free. So
I mean, we're not gonna win that map anyway, so I'm not sure why you're using a good ban. We'll never get that.
you had them shook. You're up 2-0 is a must
That's
win
true, I
map, I
guess.
guess. But yeah, I mean that definitely bit them in the butt a little bit. But then yeah, we do go to Suravasa and they try both the Ram and Winston into your Zarya. You guys are pretty much full powered on that map. I think the bans were they took out Orisa, so I guess maybe not necessarily full powered, but you guys take out Soj and you really clean up here with a nice 3-0, pretty firm victory and didn't really flinch at all. So do you kind of feel like the Zarya comp has any disadvantage in that matchup? Most people think Winston and Ram are great into her, but you guys like just rolled them over. Like what are you doing different?
Uh, I mean, I always remember before like Zarya was just so bad against these heroes, but I feel like ever since perks and people like played the Zarya comp more, as long as your Zarya just doesn't die down mid and you can like get bubble cycles off and play for your ults, it's honestly not too bad.
Ah, so it's you feel like maybe it's more of like a pacing problem, like people were rushing value against these
Yeah, like
heroes
they
too
try to
quickly
just get
before.
charge and just make something happen, but in reality, Loki just got to play for your ults and for your other players.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, do you think like stylistically, like that is like the way to play Zarya like now, like just all the time, like a little bit of a more playing to live, kind of keeping your general value up, or is there something to say about kind of the old, get in there double bubble style?
Yeah, I think you just bubble your teammates 24/7 and just go from there. If you use your bubbles on yourself too much, like especially against Winston or M, you're not gonna win. To be honest, you need
Okay,
like another angle.
okay,
Feels
got
like
it. So that knowledge probably comes in handy because you guys are going to go up against Space Station and they have Hawk, who is a notorious Zarya lover. We'll see if kind of your read on how to play the character is correct. But before moving on talking about them, I kind of want to ask if you saw the Christopher interview with Commander X. They kind of talked a bit about your series with Nightmare, and I kind of wanted to ask your thoughts on kind of choice words that Christopher had against Nightmare, saying he thought, quote, they were the least creative team this season. They would go into scrims and then see what Space Station were doing and just straight up rip that. But going to the series against them, obviously, I think you guys have played against each other. How do you feel like you guys stack up against them?
I mean, it's gonna be interesting for sure because we don't play against like a lot of Zarya teams. Like we thought Nightmare would play more Zarya, or like I remember them playing more Zarya, and we were expecting to get some good practice from them. But there's really no one else that plays a comp like we do. So our scrims are just like we're scrimming against like Winstons and balls, and it's like going to be completely different in the match. So it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be weird.
Yeah, I feel like with only 4 teams left to compete in NA, it's expected that you're going to run kind of dry in partners. How does your practice schedule kind of look like this week then? Like, how are you preparing?
Yeah, I mean, we have scrims against like Liquid GK, which is obviously good because they're both good teams, but we're probably going to have to get like pug teams and stuff to actually get practice against what we need to. So,
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, like, yeah, I guess like stylistically, that is kind of an obstacle I didn't really think about. Like, if you know exactly what that team is playing, but there's no one else kind of mirroring that anymore, that must be an issue. Like, do you? I guess you could ask Nightmare or something if they're down to like
yeah,
scrim you again. But
it definitely is because I remember in scrims today, we're like, oh, how do we beat this? And I'm just like, we're not going to play against this. So I'm not even going to think about it.
okay, noted. But yeah, going back on the Christopher thing I mentioned, but didn't ask the question. Do you think that that win against Nightmare was just because they try to go quote band for band against you on kind of like what you guys are practiced on, or like do you think that was like maybe their best option to win the series, or did they have like a better route that they chose not to take?
Honestly, I'm not sure because I don't think we've really even scrimmed them at all. So I wasn't, too sure what they were going to play, but I don't know why they would. Because like obviously our strength is like these ground tank rush comps or whatever. Like why would you? Yeah, they have Rhino. Why not just like put us on dive maps whenever you can? I really don't get that. I feel like that'd be the obvious option.
So you think that was a mistake from them, just from like a planning slash coaching kind of perspective, that like it was a mistake to challenge me on Czar kind of the whole time when you have a perfectly good player
Yeah, I
there.
mean, why not like start Ilios? If it works, it works, and then you can do both. You don't need to just commit to the rush. I don't just feel like that's a weird choice.
Okay, yeah. So maybe a little bit of ego there whatsoever, but I mean, yeah, you certainly showed up on the day. I think you put up like crazy stat numbers. If I were to check, you got uh, throughout the whole series had 85 elims, 20 deaths, with like 39 assists, which is like absolute monstrous score line. So yeah, pretty good show from you there. Wanted to talk about, I guess, a little bit more about Space Station, and then we could kind of head out. But the last couple of weeks feels like you've grown significantly. Like you've talked about kind of that extra clicking with your team, really figuring out what you guys want to do and that unique style you have. But Space Station, they're a super great team, obviously top of the table. Do you think you guys have leveled up enough to really punch up now that it's time to kind of do or die?
Honestly, I think if we play how we did against Nightmare, we'll have a good game. Like at the beginning of the stage, it was a little dicey. We had Nat, like Nat was on ping and didn't really like mesh super good with PDK's like play style. But ever since Nat has been off ping, and then we started playing with X10, I think I play really good with X10. So I think if we play how we did in our match against Nightmare, we can do pretty good.
Do you mind touching a little bit on kind of the stylistic differences between those players that make it so maybe you just feel a bit more comfortable playing with X10?
Yeah, PDK is more like he's more like looks for flanks and stuff. I really don't know how to explain it. Ellie's more like a team player, in my opinion.
Got it. So maybe
Not that
PDK plays
like,
more like tries to do playmaking and stuff like that. Maybe X10 just kind of
maybe it's just more like experience thing. I think they're both great, but I think for what we need, Ellie just does a really good job.
All right, cool. Well, in that case, I mean, hopefully you and Ellie continue to keep that synergy going. You have a big match. It's one game away from qualifying from the major. Going to Stockholm, I think, would be super, super cool, since a lot of people, I think, wrote you off initially at the start of the season. What would it mean to you and your team if you guys made it that far?
I mean, that to be honest, that'd be pretty crazy because I know I wasn't planning on playing. I know Z and Zamba almost didn't have a team, so it's kind of crazy. And especially like after last year being really close, kind of close stage 2 and then stage 4. Again, we are kind of close, but being one game away is a lot closer than last year. It's kind of crazy.
So let me ask you a little bit about, I guess, like how the team feels then. So like have things changed since this big win against Nightmare? Do you guys maybe have like a growth in confidence or like a surge in I guess expectations or goals? Like kind of what's the team vibe like now after that big win?
I mean, everyone was super happy, but honestly, it seems about the same. I just like literally every scrim, it feels like I just tell them to just have fun because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And it seems like every time we're all having fun and laughing, we play the best. So
Very cool. So is that the secret sauce? As long as you guys are enjoying yourselves, having a
yeah,
good game, that's what leads to
we
victory.
make sure our vibes are good and we'll play good.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, a lot of people obviously didn't see that win coming, and I know Sakura does have fans out there that are watching and cheering. Do you have any messages for them, those fans out there that are kind of keeping you guys going? Do you have anything to say to those that are supporting you?
I mean, just thank you, I guess. I don't really have much to say, to be honest.
Just keep it short and sweet. Thanks. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
beat Space Station 2, and then another day at the office, and you guys can just come check us out.
for sure.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, Zeb, I appreciate the insight. For anyone that wants to see more of Zeb and Sakura, make sure you obviously check their game. But I linked Zeb's socials here, so you can check them all out if you need more Orisa tips. Or, I mean, when are you going to drop your next clip dump? I mean, I know I've seen them occasionally. I know they exist.
I've got one in the works, so
Okay, there. See, that's the best reason to follow along to see
there
the
you
next
go.
clip dump. And then while you're on Twitter and you're like clicking over there, checking for the clip dump, and then following Zeb, drop one over for me. Maybe drop one for OWTV. But obviously, make sure you check out this weekend's game against Space Station and Sakura. It's going to be a real banger. Zeb, want to say I appreciate your time and come out and talk to me. And yeah, this has been OWTV. I've been Renanthra. That's Zeb. We'll see you next time.